How do you feel about Earl Hebner screwing over Bret Hart? Do you fault him? Do you think Bret overreacted by getting screwed in Canada?
Earl, the little referee,
Mm-hmm.
a little cute old man. What? No, I don't fault him at all. He's adorable.
He's adorable.
He cried.
Look, I'm gonna tell you the same thing that I told you off air. Me and I want to say it was either Dot Man or it was the Fonz. One of them was with me at this TNA show, and I seen Earl Hebner there, and I wasn't the first, and I damn sure wasn't the last. But when I seen him, I said, "You screw Brett." We were walking around and catering. And you know what he said to me? I sure did. And I laughed, he laughed, and he walked on. So this all this crying shit.
Well, yeah, because he's on a show.
Shut your ass up, fucking Earl Hebner.
What's he supposed to say?
Look. Awkward.
No, I really do. I felt bad for him because, he's just a small fish at the end of the day in Vince McMahon's ocean.
Of course. And at the end of the day, when you basically got given a direct order, like, don't get me wrong, Earl Hebner is one of the greatest referees of all time. Like, the way he reacts, like he is a good person to have in your match. Like, if you got Earl Hebner being the referee, the way he overreacts when you about to kick out at 2, you know what I'm saying? Like, he'll be like, push me, and he'll just react. Which he's just one of the greatest referees of all time. Man, at the end of the day, they can still find another referee.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't lose my job and the support
no.
of my family to just for this. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, you already got a job. Like, yeah, I'm screwing you, but man, you going to WCW for $3 million a year or whatever the fuck, however long your contract is. I'm gonna do what I got to do. But at the end of the day,
I think he got put in a bad position because it's
totally.
he was talking about he was on the airplane and he got moved to first class, and Brett's like, I think they're trying to screw me. Like, you promised you won't let him do it. It's like, that's not fair to put him in position because he has no control over it. And it sounds like he tried to hold it off as long as he could. But when you got Vince McMahon standing there, veins popping and shit in his forehead, like, I can just see it now. Like, yeah, that could really F me if I didn't do it.
True. Do you think he overreacted by punching Vince McMahon in the face and spitting in his eye?
Well, actually, no, absolutely not. Because I think Vince had that coming.
Like I pitched earlier, like somebody else, it could have been a multi-man match. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that would have been even better. You don't get pinned, you lose the title.
Or be a man and talk to him.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, a fatal 4-way.
Yeah.
You put your belt on the line. Shawn Michaels wins, but Shawn doesn't pin you.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
he pins another guy, and that's how you win. That's okay. That's feasible.
Didn't they physically get into it backstage like a couple weeks before? And Shawn Michaels' hair was described as a possum?
Yeah,
like a whole possum?
He came up there and just dropped a handful of hair in front of him and said, "This is an unsafe working conditions." And hilarious. They just little kids, man. I think Brett hated Shawn Michaels for the fact that he got there a different route than Brett did.
Yeah.
But it was like, I feel like his character just offended him that he was playing such an androgynous and
like a Chippendale character.
Yeah.
Like he cheapened it in a sense. Like, oh.
This is considered world title contention. Like, where's Mr. America? Why I ain't fighting him?
Yeah, showing off his little top of his pubis bone and shit. Like, what is that?
What is that?
Who is number 5?
Who you think really came up with the screw job? Mr. McMahon, Vince Russo, or Jim Cornette?
Good question. I think that I don't think it was. Okay, I'm trying to. The guy with the glasses and the gray hair.
That's Jim Cornette.
Okay, Jim Cornette. I could see it more so being him than Russo. Russo kind of seems like a bullshitter. Cornette like hates his ass, hates him, and has no problem saying it. And Russo's like, "Hey man, you know, like we hated each other, whatever." Like, but like Cornette was like, "I will stay alive as long as I can, and I will piss on that man's grave. I'll get my wife to wheel me there, and that's hate." I'm like, oh gosh. Okay. I just believe him more because he seems to be pretty honest about it. And I think that him and Vince probably came up with it together in a sense of like, oh, well, he could get him to do his move, you know, his finishing move on him. You know what I mean? To make it worse. Because I feel like Vince had the overall ideal of he can't win. We can't do that.
Okay. One last fucking question. I think, before we get to it, I think it went like this. I can really see Jim Cornette sparking the idea. Vince Russo, oh, that sounds like a great idea. But the way they gave it to Vince is probably exactly how it went. Oh, fuck it. I don't want to do that. I can really see him and then coming like a half a day later being like, this is what I thought up. And then they got to be like, yeah, that's what we talked about earlier. Oh, I came up with an ingenious plan.
I know people like that.
Like, wait a minute, how did that? Okay,
We
thought
all
we
have
just
events.
talked about this, but all right, you came up with the idea. Sure, buddy. Sure.
That was their problem. They didn't have a common enemy.
And number 6, do you believe it was real or not? Do you believe that Bret Hart knew anything that was going to happen?
So, when I first saw it on the Mr. McMahon documentary, I was sold that it was real and nobody could tell me nothing different. This time, I kind of wavered, but I do think I don't think it would still be talked about to this day. Like Bret Hart, you can see it. He's still very much pissed. I think that when you have a bunch of people being like, oh, you know, it's real, and then maybe a couple people who are saying it's fake, like just documentary-wise, who they interviewed and stuff. I just don't, I feel like if it was fake, they would have come out and said it by now.
All right, so what made me waver was Sky Hall talking about the cuts with the camera, and that was what was.
Yeah, with him drawing the
But
W.
I can also see Vince McMahon being like, it's going to be crazy. So
Yeah.
whatever happens, make sure you get all this stuff.
Yeah, because at the end of the day,
He knew it was going to come to him. He had everybody and their mama bald-faced lie to Bret Hart, who asked him, hey, man, you know something's going to go up. Keep it real. And one of the main key reasons that we are leaving out that he said, fuck it, I don't want to lose to Shawn Michaels, because Shawn said when Bret told him that they would be wrestling at Survivor Series for his last match, that he's going to do everything he can to be safe and blah, blah, blah. It's going to be business as usual. I'm not going to try to take any liberties with you, try to injure you when I'm leaving out. And Shawn said, I can't say the same to you. And that was pretty much the last fucking bowling pin.
yeah, and I think that because I know what old Scotty was saying, but you gotta think like Vince McMahon doesn't shy away from attention.